I should rename this channel Crooked Glasses. If I ever get new glasses. Listen, the reason why my glasses are crooked is because I got these during COVID, and back then everything was shut down, and so I couldn't go in and get them adjusted. And I just like never bothered to get them adjusted, so they just stayed crooked. you know, these glasses are from C Eyewear, which is a really nice eyewear company. They're expensive glasses, but the lens, they're not that good. Like the lens scratch real easily, and I paid extra to get the non-scratchy kind, but they got all scratched up. So, they're from C Eyewear, which is like designer lens that look really funky looking. I like very interesting non-normal lens. I don't know why I'm starting this video talking about my lens, but my glasses are always like this because during COVID I never got them adjusted for my face. And even after when things weren't shut down anymore, I knew I should have went and got it done, but I just never did. And I don't really, it's my fault. I don't have a reason for why I didn't get them. I don't know why I didn't do it. I just didn't. And then I didn't want to go, so, you're supposed to get like new glasses apparently every 2 years or something. And normally I would do that, but I just didn't feel like doing it. When I didn't feel like getting new ones when I should have gotten them, and I don't really have a reason for that either. I was looking up, I remember now, because I wanted to get new eyewear from C Eyewear, and like they're so far. I live in Maine, they don't have like a store in Portland, and I wanted to try them on, and so I would have to drive to Boston, which is like in Maine, can easily be like a 2, 3, 4 hour drive, even though Boston's only like an hour and a half distant wise from Portland. But if you think about the distance, if Boston was like a normal town, it'll take like an hour and a half to get there. But since it's Boston and there's horrible traffic, it can easily end up being like 4 hours. And so I just kind of like, I procrastinated on it. And so I just never got new glasses because I wanted them to be from C Eyewear, but I wanted to try them on first before I wasted my time. And so I just ended up with these old glasses that they're crooked. My red ones are older than these. I don't remember when I got those. It's so weird. So, I had like a super wild dream. I had a dream about the journalists from the YouTube show Redacted News, and the police here. When the dream transitioned to the police here, it felt like a South Park episode. I'm being like dead serious. It felt like a South Park episode because the police here are so incompetent here in Lisbon, Maine. They're so incompetent and so fucking stupid that it just felt like a freaking like South Park episode. And ridiculous. And when they showed up, no one like wanted them to be here. It was so weird. Like everyone was super irritated with them. Everyone was like, why are you here? Apparently when I woke up, I checked it. Like, does the police here want to harass me? I guess they do want to harass me again. I don't know why. In the dream, they came to me and they were threatening to arrest me for some weird reason. Like they've done this to me before. They came to my house after I posted something on Facebook, and like one of them said, oh, some people want to get you arrested. And I was like, why? Like they threatened me with that already before. So I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, what the fuck for? Like, why are you coming to my, first of all, why are you coming to my house to harass me about a Facebook post? Don't you guys got something better to do? So, they're just ridiculous. That's why I think it was like a South Park episode, because I think most of the townies are fucking sick of them. If you don't know, there was a situation last year around the summertime, or I think it might have, I think it got, everyone knew about it around the summertime. What happened was there was like the football team sexually assaulted a boy in the locker room, and they filmed it. And I think they put it on TikTok or something. I don't remember. Listen, it would be considered child porn. It was, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble from YouTube, but that's what they fucking did. A bunch of disgusting children, part of the football team here at Lisbon High. You guys can look it up on the news. Hold on. So if you go to Google and put in Lisbon High main football team sexual assault, and I'll read it out. Reports from late 2024 and early 2025 detail a hazing scandal involving the Lisbon High School football team, which led to the suspension of the program and coach, but no criminal sexual assault charges. While some online speculation mentioned sexual assault, a formal investigation by a law firm uncovered other abusive behaviors, but did not result in criminal assault charges. This is initial reports. In October 2024, Lisbon High School's varsity football team was suspended amid hazing allegations. A law firm, Drummond Woodsum, was hired to investigate incidents involving players. The law firm's report found a culture of hazing that included forcing younger players into a closet-like area called a cage and poking them with a broom handle, upperclassmen forcing freshmen into belt battles, whipping them with leather belts, which was sometimes recorded on Snapchat, forcing a freshman headfirst into a trash can. Online sexual some commenters on Facebook, this is online, claimed the hazing involved sexual assault, but the law firm, of course, they didn't find anything, right? Because listen, when this happened, you got suspended from the Lisbon Facebook page if you even try to sing anything bad about the football team. I'm not even joking. The people here were so like pissed off because any post that talked about like what the hell is wrong with these kids was deleted, and only the posts that supported the football team were allowed to stay. And there were people who were saying boys will just be boys. And so the problem with people saying that, you know, they didn't charge them with sexual assault charges is that there are parents in this town whose kids go to that school, and the kids show their parents the sexual assault video. Okay? The kids' parents, okay? Remember, this is a high school, and they post this stuff on Snapchat or whatever. There's parents here in this town who saw the video. Okay? Not because they're disgusting criminals, but their kids showed it to them. Okay? And of course they didn't get charged. And so everyone here is just tired of the police. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They didn't want to get them in trouble. If you mention the whole thing, you got your account suspended and all this other bullshit. This town is so corrupt and evil. And so in my dream, the Lisbon police here were trying to harass me. And I'm like, you guys, make sure there's no like stuff on my teeth. And I was like, you guys didn't go after like what the other stuff that goes on here. Why are you harassing me over Facebook? And I'm pretty sure they do that to other people. There's the Lisbon police here like to harass people over Facebook. They like to visit like townies here to harass them about Facebook postings. I'm sorry, but what the fuck does that got to do with your job? It's so stupid. So I don't know. So they, in the dream, like they showed up and everyone was automatically really irritated. They were irked at them because they're incompetent, and they like to harass the people that they're supposed to be protecting. They don't like actually doing their jobs. They like to like harass like me and other people in town by driving by in these pickup trucks. Like they drive around these pickup trucks and like they're like super fucking loud, and like they drive by and like, you know, they do it They do it to me. They do it to like other people in town. And then so in the dream, like they were trying to like get me in like a police car saying, "We're gonna arrest you." And I was like laughing at them. I'm like, why? And then I asked him, I said, "Oh, did you know that I said, which cartel runs this town?" And like I said, "Is it the Liberians or Liberians?" And they were like, "Oh, Jamaicans." I was like, "Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you." And all of a sudden they got scared and they scuttered away like roaches. What do you mean? I don't know. Are the Lisbon police supporting the Jamaicans? Oh, they're supporting the Jamaicans. Oh, see, this is the problem, Lisbon police. Did you know this town is ran by the African cartel? Not the Caribbean cartel. This is the African cartel's territory, you dumbasses. And all of a sudden they got scared, and I was like, and in dream I'm like, I thought it was the Liberians or whatever they call them, Liberians. I was like, I thought it was them. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's them." I was like, "Oh, why did you say the Jamaicans?" Like, mind your fucking business. See, these police here, I think this might be why sometimes the cartels don't like to get local governments involved in their crimes, because once they get involved, right, they get really cocky and they think they run the show. They think that they're the one running the cartel. They attract attention to themselves with their ridiculous behavior. They don't know that, you need to be quiet around certain citizens and not harass certain citizens, because the cartel knows if you harass the wrong person, they'll get it reported and they'll get discovered by the CIA. And so they specifically do not like getting certain people involved in their crimes. And, the police here are so reckless. They think that this is Breaking Bad. They think they can do whatever they want to people. They're harassing multiple people in the town. And, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's reported them. And so probably I and some other people have reported the police here, especially after that sexual assault situation. Oh, by the way, there's a situation as well, okay? It was this year in the summer. Lisbon, Maine faces potential property tax increases and a budget crisis due to a multi-million-dollar accounting error discovered in mid-2024. Which led to the town dipping too deeply into unassigned fund balance. The error caused by incorrectly doubling non-tax revenue on a state form created a shortfall, which led to tax hikes to restore the town's depleted finances. Residents are frustrated and have protested the situation, including by rejecting the school budget twice. Do you guys want to know how much they owe? About $2 million. This small ass town, $2 million. And when I put cards on the government here, the local government, I found out that some of them, including the police, are stealing. Listen, I put cards in them like last year, and it's said that the police and some of the town governmental people are stealing governmental money. And then I was like, so you guys help the drug trafficking, you're stealing finances from the government. That's how you guys have been affording those nice new pickup trucks. And then so people started complaining, right? And so you go to the Lisbon community page on Facebook, and it has rules that if you say anything bad about the government, you're gonna get removed from the group. So now residents in this town are not allowed to go on Facebook and air their grievances with the local government here, or else they're gonna get banned from the community page. Like, what's going on in this town? From my perspective, Lisbon police, you have no reason to be harassing me. Some of you guys are, listen, some of the Lisbon police have been engaged in money laundering. And some of them are stealing the Lisbon police. They're stealing the funds for the government. They're dipping their own hands in the funds, and they're taking it for themselves. So that's why the town owes like $2.4 million here in this little town in Lisbon, Maine. $2.4 million. And then they coming over here to harass me over Facebook. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, right? You can imagine someone goes there, fuck you guys, you blah, 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 and people are protesting, and then they're gonna start harassing other townies. Oh, what are you can't say that. Like, what the fuck is going on in this town? What the, you hurt my cat. Anyway. What's wrong with my cat? Oh my god. She's running on her wheel. I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know what's wrong with my cat. So anyways. So my dream with the redacted news people, it was with Clayton and his wife Natalie. I actually like their channel quite a bit. I haven't watched it in a while though, because I've been so like distracted with some other stuff. Oh, and the other two, I forgot what their names though. I haven't watched in so long. I start forgetting names after a while. I like their channel. I had a dream that Natalie got like some type of award for being one of the best female journalists. You know, she's very smart. I like both of them. I don't have any complaints about any of them. I think it's funny. Clay's into alien stuff. You know, maybe I'll make an alien video one day. I don't want my video to get too long. Is he? Oh. Is he? Oh. Okay. That's interesting. The one who doesn't show his face, he's a starseed. You don't know what a starseed is? A starseed is, that means your spirit is from another alien race, and you reincarnated into the human realm to help humanity raise their vibrations to reach the 5th or higher dimensions. Oh my god. I think the other 3 are not starseeds, but he is. Let's figure out what kind. Oh my god, help me. That doesn't mean the other 3 are not interesting. You know, Earth has their own interesting creatures. Like there's witches who are not like, to be a witch, you have to be born one. You can't become a witch. See, let me check if any of them are witches. None of them are. That's okay though. What's wrong with that? Just good old humans. Do you know what the angels call humans? They call humans the Jeroms. Jeroms. They call this place the realm of the Jeroms. This See what kind of starseed the faceless man is. They might want to get in contact with him if they haven't already. Maybe he has weird dreams. My cat, I don't know what the hell her problem is. She keeps just spinning on that. Oh. Oh, he's a part of the Galactic Federation? He's a part of the Galactic Federation. Oh. Interesting. No. Not that one. Not that. There's a couple of tarot readers who are also starseeds. They get their messages from their alien families. Oh, is this what he is? Oh, he's a tall gray alien. I know people might think they look scary. Listen, the short grays, which is what the humans usually have. So short grays are usually like the same height as humans. The short grays are actually androids. Tall grays are they look like space aliens. Like they have like elf they have elf ears, and they don't look scary at all. I think what some people think are tall grays. So the entities a lot of people think are tall grays are actually just short grays. Let's see, let's read what's true about the talls. Most agree the tall grays come from the Zeta Reticuli, I don't know what I'm saying, star system and the Orion constellation. Though they don't, they come from Andromeda. So the people are wrong. The grays come from Andromeda. Let's see. Others, they speculate that they could be a future evolution of the human race returning here, or an alien race from the future that has traveled back in time. They're an alien race that has traveled back in time. Let's see. So the short grays are androids. Okay. The talls are lanky with elongated spiny limbs and an electromorphic body. No, their bodies are like humans. They can stand 6 to 8 feet. No, how tall are they usually? Usually they're around 8 feet. 8 to 11 feet. See, what they have in here are short grays. That's not them. You guys need to figure out the difference between the two, okay? They're humanoid in appearance, but they're just tall and they look like elves, okay? Let's see. They're high dimension. They're not evil. They're not evil, okay? They're high dimensional. I think, what dimension are they? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. They're 11th dimensional creatures. They're 11th. And then their higher rank thing are the beloved Pleiadians, who are in the 5th. The short grays are the ones who do the abductions and stuff. People don't know that. So their tech is so advanced that people think the short grays are real entities. Look, I just cut the deck. Not from Earth. You're welcome. Now you know if you've ever felt a little strange. That's why. Because you're not from here. I don't know if you're in contact with them or not. Sometimes they lose contact with their star seeds. Yeah, so I guess that was just most of my read. I'm still this COVID thing, but I've had Stratus. It's not as bad as I thought. I mean, I guess it's been documented on my channel, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Like my throat doesn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. I've had worse throat pain before, but I know some people, I guess it varies. But I think mostly what I've noticed is that for some weird reason, I have like a constant sneezing problem. My eyes, I was having problems with my eyes. I got an ear infection. Let's see, is my ear infection still around? I still have the ear infection. Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. You know what's so interesting about this town? When I first, before all the harassment by the police and the other people, like, when my grass started growing, I would have people knock on my door and ask me if they can mow the lawn. And like, this is what I did. I decided I was gonna wait and see if someone would do that again. And like, I'm kidding not a single person has knocked on my door asking me if I needed to my lawn mowed. Isn't that fucking weird? It's like before all this harassment and stuff happened, like I would talk to my neighbors would talk to me and stuff. But like after the whole sex trap, when I was kidnapped out the driveway and other things, everyone stopped talking to me. And so I made a post on the Facebook page talking about what happened to me, and people tried to like it, and like they kept like the mods kept deleting my post, and so I posted it again, and one of the townies was like, rise, rise. So like I think some of the townies here, they know what's going, they know what happened to me. I don't know, they just don't come by my house because they're scared that the traffickers might be watching my home or something. I don't know what's going on. But it's weird because because the problem is I have like a bunch of, I like have like a connective tissue issue and some other veins. And so I can't do like physical labor because I'll get injured. And so like, I don't have a lawnmower, but if I did, I couldn't use it anyways because I would injure myself. And so it's just so shocking to me that none of my neighbors have like bothered to come by and ask me if I needed help mowing my lawn. It's just so bizarre. I've never seen something like that. It's really strange. Right? If you see like someone's house used to be well kept and then it stopped being well kept, wouldn't a normal neighbor knock on the door and ask if you were okay? But none of them did that, and they used to talk to me. I'm not even joking. My neighbors used to talk to me. My neighbor next door, he had me pick blackberries or blueberries from his garden. Like I used to talk to people. The neighbors over there used to talk to me. The ones with the chickens. I didn't really talk to that one that much. The one behind my house, I used to talk to her, the grandmother, and like, you know, she'll see me and she'll call me over and we'll chat together. And it's like after like the kidnapping out of my driveway shit happened, like everyone just ceased contact with me. It's so weird. And then the police started coming here harassing me. And I don't know, it was just something that the police here do. Like they harass neighbors, and the people here know that when the police start harassing someone, they don't want to get involved because they don't want the police harassing them. So it's so strange. But anyways, I guess that was my video. You know, I hope I sound better. I know that I've been like sounding really like gross. And like, I've been looking really ill, like my eyes look so sick. But it's just, you see, do I still have COVID? I still have COVID. So it's been persisting. I'm really starting to wonder, what's the government doing about it? I think there's some type of health problem going on, which is why all those health professionals were coming after RFK Jr. because, you know, he turned off the notifications, and like, you know, a lot of people are not getting the notifications they need health wise, and so the physicians, the nurses are probably seeing stuff at the hospitals or their clinics in regards to public health, and the government's just not doing its share. So they all got up into a group to try to tell him to resign, because maybe they're seeing a lot of illnesses that's not being reported on the news, and they're probably concerned that there's going to be another public health crisis. But because so many of them sold their souls to the pharmaceutical corporations, that the people no longer trust them anymore. So even if they have good intentions and they actually do care about public health, it might be a little too late now, because the people no longer trust them anymore. Because for so many years, these physicians and nurses, they were getting paid off by these pharmaceutical corporations, these medical device companies, these healthcare companies, to look in the other direction and get paid, get an incentive, even though they're not supposed to do that. And so what do you do when there's now a public health crisis and the people don't want to listen to you anymore because the health system is so broken? And, you know, healthcare should never be privatized. Healthcare should be a governmental responsibility. There should be free healthcare for everyone, because healthcare, being healthy, is a human right. It should be free for everyone. It shouldn't cost money the way it does in the United States. I'm not saying that physicians don't deserve salaries because it's expensive, but here's the problem though: it shouldn't be that expensive to become a physician. In other countries, it's not expensive to become a physician, and it doesn't take as much schooling. The reason why these physicians in the United States have to do these long residencies and other training is to help these corporations. It's a corporation, and then the Congress puts a limit on how many people can be physicians, so we're always at a huge shortage. I don't know if that's just planned what's it called, obsolescence? I don't know how to say it. It's like, you know how they do, you know, they make shitty electronics. Like, you know, your computer, your expensive Apple computer that was $1,200, $1,300 or higher, $1,500. The battery dies within a year or two, and then, you know, the batteries are fucking like glued into the fucking device, and it costs so much just to send it to Apple Care to get it repaired, when in the past, maybe in the 90s, you could probably just replace it yourself. You just bought the part on like at a store, and it was cheaper that way. But you know, and even then the whole thing starts to break down. It's like, and then like the thing is that Americans blame it on the Chinese, saying the Chinese make cheap electronics. And so they blame the behavior of the CEOs of American corporations that purposely want their products to be cheap so that people can continue to buy it, right? This is what the CEOs want, and they send the factories to China probably because at that time they didn't have a lot of regulations like they did in America. A lot of these regulations in America are now gone. In the past, America had a bunch of regulations that, you know, you can't just make shitty products. And so they wanted to go to China because they knew they had less regulations at the time. China is a completely different country than it was 50 years ago. And so they sent the factories to China so they could make these cheap products and get bigger profit for the shareholders. You know, How much money does a corporation really need? You know, the first light bulbs, right? The early light bulbs lasted and lasted, and they didn't die, and that was a problem to these light bulb corporations, because if it never died, they wouldn't make any money because people wouldn't need a new light bulb. So they had to create light bulbs that would die after a while, and then you had to go and buy it again. It's the same thing with the electronics and the clothing. They purposely make it shitty, and they sent it to China because of the lack of regulations at the time, and then it was shipped back here to America, and the Americans thought it was the Chinese making the bad products, but they don't want to look at the corporations or the CEOs who dictate how these products are being made and say, okay, it's being made in China and it's falling apart, but is it because of the materials the American CEOs are telling, and the boards, right, and the shareholders are telling them to make these products using these ingredients to make sure it falls apart so we have more money. And so the Chinese end up being the scapegoat for shitty American products. And then these same American CEOs, they then create maybe their own maybe they have like in-house, like domestic or like factories here. And they can up the price, even though it's probably the same quality. This stuff is still coming from China, but maybe they do like the varnishing. Maybe it's like the furniture. Maybe they add the varnish or the hardware. Maybe they add the finishing touches here in America, and then they can say that it's made in America. I don't know what's considered made in America. Does it mean the whole piece was made in America, or the finishing touches were done in America, right? So then they get to put made in America stamp on it, and they get to charge more money, and you're paying more money for the same shitty product, and then people want to blame China. And they say the ones in America work better when it's actually the same product made in China. They just add the wood varnish here in America, or they added the hardware, which was maybe made here. Made in America. Don't buy Chinese goods. How's that working for everyone? You guys see how expensive the groceries are? I just bought groceries, and like a box of cereal is $6. Anyways, I'm just ranting today. I've been feeling too sick to be doing tarot. I noticed I haven't been doing tarot for a couple of days. I'm trying to recover from this COVID shit. Maybe I'll do it some other time. But anyways, I guess that's just me ranting. Deep thoughts I have. Started with the police, then the redacted news and some aliens, and now I'm talking about American corporations and manufacturing. As you can tell, I have ADHD. I can't stick to one topic. But anyways, that's it.